Alright, so a piece of advice I got a long time ago when I first started shooting, well, not when I first started shooting, when I first started to conceal carry was you want to carry the biggest gun that you can conceal carry and shoot comfortably. Alright, so a lot of times, from barrel length, 4 to 5 inches. Now a lot of times you get with the compacts and the micro compacts, you're going to get something a little smaller. Like the 320 is right at 4 inches, and you see the 365 is a little smaller than that. So it's not by much. So right around that 4-inch mark. I don't know, 3.5 may be too short, but yeah, you want to try to get something with a nice barrel length. In general, guns with the shorter barrels have more recoil and are harder to shoot because of the sight radius, and that's just the distance between the distance between the front sight and the rear sights. All right, and just the general math of shooting is that the farther the sights are apart, the less arrows you're gonna have with sight alignment. So just it's just people think they want to buy a smaller gun, but there are just intrinsic value.
That's a big word.
Yes, you're right. It is.
Things that smaller guns are great for concealed carry, just not the best guns to shoot. All right, so next thing you want to do is get you a gun. Make sure it has some good sights on it. Now I heard somebody tell me the other day I'm not a competition shooter because I've always been a fan of the 3-dot sights. In my mind they're good, but he said the most competitors prefer a solid black rear sight with a solid black front sight, or maybe painted a different color because it's easy for them to pick up because these dots just may not be aligned correctly. My thing is find sights that are good. If the 3 dots work for you, just remember equal height, equal light. Line up that front sight with that rear sight. Make sure it's equal height and equal light in between, so that you can get your 3 dots. You can get your night sights with the tritium in there. You can get your fiber optic on the front. But just find something with the sight system that works for you. So you get the gun, you're in the store, you're just kind of looking through. Just look at the sights. Most of you guys, you practice, you're gonna close one eye, so just kind of practice with that eye. Just kind of, see if if when you bring that gun up, those sights are there for you. So, getting the gun with good sights is optimal. So just find a sighting system that works for you. Most guys nowadays are putting a red dot on it. So if you are gonna put a red dot on, I always recommend it's just me, put a couple of 100 rounds through that gun with your sights on it, and then decide whether you want to do a red dot. Most of you gonna put a red dot on it anyway.
You're gonna do it anyway.
But also then you have to make sure that if you're gonna put a red dot on it, you make sure that the gun you buy is optic ready. That's a mistake a lot of people make. I know I've made it before. Well, I ain't gonna say made the mistake. I bought a gun, like my first Glock 19. I just bought it. And then I was like, red dots became around. Oh, let me get a red dot, and couldn't get it, unless I get the slide deal. So, if you plan on getting a red dot, just make sure it's optic ready, right? All right. So, last thing we'll talk about is, and this one may be harder to do, but try to get a gun that is the sufficient weight for the caliber that you're choosing. Most of us are going to be shooting with a 9mm. Some may go 45. Like I say, some people may go be more comfortable with the 380. But a lot of people think that a lighter is better in the pistol, and that's really not true. As it gets lighter, the amount of muzzle flip increases, doing recoil increases, and that slows down the rate at which you can make follow-up shots. So if you're shooting and you're getting a lot of muzzle flip, it's going to take you just a little bit longer to bring it back down and get it on. So if you're shooting, and like I said, shooting flat and you're hitting it, that's better. So, but the lighter guns, you do have more felt recoil than the heavier guns. If you do buy a heavier gun, make sure you get a good gun belt and a good holster. All right. buy a gun belt that's don't buy a cheap gun belt. Just some things you just don't be cheap on.
Hey, don't be cheap.
So, and get you a holster that fits your gun. Do not get a one size fits all holster, because that one size may not be perfect for your gun.
One size does not fit all.
Just try to get something, and trust me, if you start investing going on it, you're gonna wind up with multiple holsters. That's just that's how we do. But in all seriousness, you need a holster for what you concealed carry, maybe what your backup concealed carry competition gun. But we buy holsters for every gun we get. We get expensive red dot. I'm getting off on a tangent again. Get a holster and a belt that's gonna be adequate for the gun you carry. All right, so like we were saying earlier, the most recommended caliber for concealed carry home defense is the 9mm. It's basically the minimum caliber deemed acceptable by law enforcement and military. So, and it has the most manageable recoil and of all the calibers. So it's been tested. 9mm is the best. A lot of old school cats to tell you 45 though, and I am an old school cat, but I have kind of come around. Ammo. Not as expensive as it was, not as cheap as it was and needs to be. So, but you can, the shortage of what they talking about is going up a little. So, but the ammo, the great, ammo shortage of the pandemic is over. So there's a lot of ammo out there that you can find. You want something bigger, you can go with 45 ACP. Maybe 40 Smith & Wesson. Yeah, that's not as popular, but you you could do 40 Smith & Wesson, but 45 ACP. Most people that conceal carry or home defense are usually choosing 9mm or 45 ACP. Can't even talk straight no more.
Now listen, get it together, man.
All right, so the only downside, in my opinion, with 45 ACP is the size. They're a little bigger. It tend to be, the gun will be a little wider because you got to have more space to put them in. So, and that kind of gets to less capacity. And remember we were talking about earlier, one of the things people say you want to have more capacity. So, 45 being a bigger round usually tends to take up more space and tends to be less rounds in your magazine. So that's kind of one of the downsides for 45 ACP. Now, there are other calibers out there. You can get 380, 25, 32, 38 special. 38 special probably better than the others, but yeah, they're out there. And we did say 22, but so yeah, you got options out there. Just figure out what's best for you. But usually 9mm usually be the your number one choice, with 45 ACP coming in a close second. All right, so I usually and I don't even have them all with me. When I give out two guns that I think are great first time options, of course the Glock 19. I think it's a great fit for a first time gun user. The Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0. That's one of my home defense guns, so it's in the safe. But yeah, that's a great option, I believe. The SIG P320. I think it's a great size option for anybody looking for a first gun home defense. Bigger than the others as far as concealed carry. So as far as concealed carry, I don't like the smaller guns, but I think the P365, and in my opinion, they got a lot of different models out there now, but the XL is perfect for me as far as concealed carry go, because it's small, but it's just large enough where I can get a good grip. My fingers not coming. I still have enough room to get my hand in there. So 365 XL, perfect choice for me. Somebody with smaller hands may want to get the 365X or just 365, but like I said, they got other models out there to choose from. So those are 43X. I guess it's a little small for me, but some people may Maybe like the 43, so maybe even go down to the 43. So those are kind of like my, if you want to conceal carry recommendations. You gotta listen to me. I know a little something.
Maybe I know some things you don't.
Like,
we're talking about guns you're using for self-defense, so we need to talk about using the right self-defense ammo. Do not go get this crazy whatever. Get you a brand name, highly recommended brand of self-defense ammo.
Stay here. I'll be right back.
Now, there are a lot of brands out there, but usually Hornady, Critical Defense, Critical Duty, those are pretty good. So just get some good rounds. And usually if you're going to use your gun if you're using it for self-defense, concealed carry, I would say get you a box of, what's this, 20? Get you a box of 20 and shoot a couple of boxes out of your gun before you take it out. And say it's ready to be your self-defense gun, because you want to make sure that these rounds shoot great through your gun. And also, I would say shoot at least 100 or so rounds, maybe 50, 100 rounds out of your regular training ammo, because you want to get training in. So get 40, two boxes of self-defense ammo, hollow points, and shoot around 100 rounds out of your gun just before you want to go out there and use it for self-defense. Like I said, you want to make sure what's going on. You're not getting a lot of double feeds, your magazines working, so you just want to try to get some rounds out of your gun before you go and start using it for self-defense. Make sure it's working right and everything is good. So yeah, great self-defense ammo. Shoot a couple of rounds out of it, make sure everything runs good. And also clean your gun when you first get it. A lot of times they'll come in with the lube or whatever it is, the stuff in there from the factory. You want to go ahead, and plus it gives you a chance to taking a gun apart for the first time can be a daunting task. You may be a little scared. You're not going to put it back together the right way. So taking it out and cleaning it, especially the first, I was talking about walking around the house carrying your gun. Take it out, take it apart. When you first get it, do it every day for the first week or two. Then after that, maybe once or twice a week, take it out. And when you take it apart, just go ahead and maybe put some CLP on it, clean it up, lube it up in the right spots, find out where the lube needs to go. So, get you some good self-defense ammo and clean and lube your gun when you first get it. So, those are like my tips on finding the perfect gun for you. Hopefully, it was informative. You got something out of it. If you did, like the video down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell button so you can join my other 3 fans to know when all the videos come out. Until then, you guys stay safe, you shoot straight, you keep training. We'll get at you later. Deuces.